right, my avert your eyes. Part two. Let's go. Let's go. Oh boy, what do we got? Let's go. Uh,
I need to know where he put the knife and how he got through the house and everything like that. Answer a few questions. Why didn't you ask for a proffer?
Well, we talked about that among the attorney team, and we made a decision that we wanted to make sure that the guilty plea itself was solid if he was going to plead guilty. Our experience, and Judge Hippler talked about this as well,
Oh,
is
yeah.
that frequently when defendants are being asked to explain, they start to minimize what
start to minimize.
occurred. They can't be trusted for the truthfulness of what they say. And we elected,
Okay, whatever.
in order to ensure
Being like Dennis Radar.
a solid, sustainable guilty plea to all the counts, that we would not press for more than what the court was going to require as far as the defendant admitting to the
Like a confession?
truth of the charges.
But a proffer, I mean, you could have then rejected it and said, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to trial. If you thought he was minimizing and lying, if you thought he was being dishonest, and he could have led you to the murder weapon.
See, blue unicorn, Ashleyyy. Blue unicorn, micro dot, or I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, Angenette, and
Yeah.
he could have. We don't know if he would have or not. I don't think it would have changed the ultimate outcome, and our interest really is if we were going to be able to lock down a guaranteed result for the families and for the public. That was the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you have no narrative of the crime, though. You have no narrative of the crime. How it happened, why it happened, the details, how he did it. I mean, if he's supposed to be the lone wolf, well, how did he do it? How did he do it in 8 minutes with a cleanup? No details, no nothing. Pathetic.
We also reflected back to early on. I don't know if you're aware of this, but early.
So what? He's going to write a book and talk about it, and then we believe it then? You know what I mean? Like, it's pathetic. Just to secure a plea deal, that's it. There's nothing else to this. No truth, no, hey, walk me through what happened. It would make sense one way or another, right, guys? If he gets up there and starts detailing what he did, well, it's either going to make sense towards what the evidence is or not. So, this whatever he's trying to say here is completely is pointless.
Early on, when the FBI first came on board with this case, they sent agents from their behavioral analysis unit, their profilers, to work with this. And they told us that based on what they were seeing about the nature of the crime scene, the crimes themselves, that even if we were to get the person who committed these crimes to try to explain why it happened, that it wouldn't make sense to normal people like us. And that they really can't be trusted to tell the truth because people like this.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. You didn't even bother. That's the thing. You didn't even bother. Plenty of unalivers, no matter how twisted they are, a lot of them will eventually, at some point, a lot of them will tell you what they did. Once they get over their, whatever it is they need to get over in their head, I think there are plenty of them will be happy to tell you about what they did.
Live in their own different world, which is completely foreign to what we as normal people understand and can process. So that was a factor as well in our thoughts. This was probably one of the most bizarre cases I think that we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And that sentiment was shared.
Bizarre, corrupt, poorly investigated. You're lucky you got a plea. Again, we don't know why it didn't go to trial. Should have went to trial. We all know it. Whether or not he was found guilty, great. It don't matter. It still should have gone to trial. I want to see Dylan and Bethany crumble on the stand because of their multiple lies and inconsistencies that they told. And everybody else to be exposed. But again, defense weak. No private defense. You know, we're at the mercy of court-appointed fucking defense attorneys. So if you had Karen Reed's, like for instance, Karen Reed's defense, this would have been a whole different ball game. Absolutely.
By experienced investigators who were working on the case from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's horrific. I've been doing this a long time. I've covered some awful
Are you awake?
And they're all awful in their own right. But these were truly innocent victims. They didn't know this guy, and he goes across the country,
exactly,
intent on
doesn't know him.
Murder. I mean, it's sick. You know, Ashleigh, you guys live in Moscow. Your job is to prosecute cases. Take me back to November 13th of 2022 when you guys get the call that you have a quadruple homicide in a house off campus.
Are you having a good time? Yeah! Happy birthday, Snooki Yoko! That's for you! Yeah! Hold me the clown! Yeah! Hold me the clown! Hold me the clown! Hold me the clown! Hold me the clown! Hold me! Hold me! Hold me! Hold me! Hold me! Hold me! Sit down. All right, kids. I'm Homie the Clown. Y'all ready to have some fun? Yeah! All right, what y'all want me to do first? Oh, what? Now do a silly clown dance for us. Oh. Yeah, degrade myself, huh? I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. What else? What else? You could slip on a banana peel and fall on your butt. Fall down, bust my skull open, have my blood and brains ooze out on the carpet so you can get a couple of cheap laughs, huh? I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Hey, put the body cam audio on, man. Can't hear what you're saying.
You were in that room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to the stairs. That one is Xana's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs. All of a
You heard
sudden,
who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
8.5 hours later, why are we crying? I don't know.
All of a sudden, I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone.
Because she saw someone. Wait a minute. How do you know she saw someone, Dylan? How do you know she saw somebody, Dylan? And Dylan, did you call 911 at this point again? No.
And she screamed and just ran downstairs.
That's right.
And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared.
And then you called 911 because you're so scared you locked your door, right? No, you didn't. What else?
And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard...
You heard somebody in the bathroom, and then what?
Crying, and I heard...
You heard somebody in the bathroom crying, and then what?
I said that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you.
Oh, you heard that?
I kept calling her name.
Didn't you wonder who the fuck that was, and why didn't you call 911 at that point?
But she wasn't answering.
You kept calling her name, but she didn't answer you. And then at that point you called 911, correct? No, you didn't.
And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy.
Oh yeah? Did you recognize who he was? Well, we know it was your friend, but in this very moment, the lie that you're telling, then what?
All black and like this mask covering his forehead.
Is that normal in your house to see that?
And his mouth.
And his mouth.
I opened the door and I called and I didn't know what to do.
You didn't know what to do, but you're able to call other people and lock yourself in your room. Did you call 911 at that point when you didn't know what to do? No, you didn't.
4 a.m., yes.
4 a.m.? Let me tell you about 4 a.m.
You left.
Let me tell you the big fucking lie you're telling right now.
I left my room down to...
Yeah, and then you left your room. And you left your room because you're so scared. Yeah, let's keep going, Miss Dillon. This is for people in denial. They need to see this.
I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door.
And then we just locked the door, and then we called 911 because we were so scared we didn't know what to do, right? No, we didn't.
We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just tried to go to bed.
That's completely ludicrous. You're not thinking that in the moment. You're not thinking to yourself, gee, nothing happens in Moscow. I think everything's okay. Nobody's thinking that in this moment. That's a complete fabrication. You know it. I know it.
And then we woke up, and...
No, you just didn't go to sleep and then wake up. You were actually up for most of the night, all the way through 11:50 a.m. while you're still on fucking social media.
It was weird because none of our roommates...
No, let's tell the truth now, because people in denial and people on the other side of the wall, they need to hear this and see this to get it through their thick fucking skulls. This is your prime.
And we called all of them. They were not waking up.
Uh-huh. And then you called 911, right? Again. No, you didn't. You didn't call 911 at all, actually, did you, Dylan? No, you didn't.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So, So instead of calling 911 in this moment, you call Hunter Johnson over and a bunch of friends for no reason. Well, we know what the reason is, but in this scenario... You're lying to me right now, aren't you? Yeah. By the way, I think you need to get in my police car right here, and we need to take a little trip down to the station. You and Bethany to Hobbit. And where's that Hunter idiot who's standing in the doorway with a knife? I don't know, whatever he's doing at this point.
Me? That woman right there?
That woman right there? You mean Bethany? That woman right there. Yeah, that's true. Woman, not little girl, not little child. Who's Santa? I'll show you who Santa is. Let's go look at Santa again. That's my wife. Don't make fun of her, Gordon. Well, I know it's easy, but, that's my butterface. You can't have it. Her face is the same as mine.
I received a call about an hour after the 911 call from the then chief of police, James Fry, and he informed me that there was a quadruple murder near campus, and was kind of informing me of that, letting me know that we would need to do a search warrant. Yeah, I can go right back to that moment of getting that call.
You don't have probable cause.
And then
I think you do.
Then started working on a search warrant, and then responded to the scene shortly thereafter.
I guess you still need a search warrant.
You and Bill went through the house. It's my understanding. There's in the logs, it says you guys did a walkthrough.
Yes.
Tell me about that. I mean,
Okay, and then what? Yeah, we did one. All right.
I can't even imagine. I mean, this is
When did you find a knife sheath?
crime. It wouldn't matter if it happened in a big city. It would.
Oh, yes, it would have mattered. It would have mattered a great deal. We would have actually seen an investigation, a real one. Yeah.
Be horrific.
Right, Santa?
I mean, you guys aren't. This is not what you see a lot. I mean, you hadn't had a homicide in years there.
Yeah.
We'd have to research that one.
So yeah, I think horrific is the appropriate word. It was tragic and immediately horrific. Many of the officers I overheard say that it was, one of the
it was
worst crime scenes they had seen. I've heard Bill say that as well.
Well, yeah. Horrible.
Moscow's had our fair share, of homicides in the past. However,
yes.
I think this one, with there being...
Yeah, for a safe, small college town, certainly have. And an unusual number of self-unalivings as well. Yeah, all tied to the Greek system, it seems. Weird. Weird.
Present, and just the nature of it. Definitely. It stays with you.
So, Bill, you've been the prosecutor there a really long time. You get this call.
Too long.
You guys go over there. The FBI has been called in. Idaho State Police have been called in. To you, this has to just be unfathomable and unbelievable as the county prosecutor that this has occurred
it would
in
have
your
to be,
community.
Right? Yeah.
I think my reaction when I first got the call was more of,
What?
This is really bad.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we have everybody.
We need to make sure that, the university makes their money, and, we're kind of effed here. We need to find somebody real quick.
Lined out and doing their best efforts on protecting the crime scene and gathering information.
Good luck. Good job with that. You totally blew that one. I
think perhaps one of the advantages of being older and having done this for a while is
you know how to get around things. Look at that face. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of doing this for a long time. You know how to play dirty. Yeah.
I realized the importance of
my opinion,
by being disciplined right from the beginning. This is the kind of thing, particularly with young officers, and there were young officers who responded to this who had never been to
who made a ton of mistakes. You're right, Bill.
A crime scene
Evil
like
Santa, I mean. Yeah, here we go. Remember, here we go. Where's the knife? Where's the knife?
That we had to work hard to make sure.
Yeah, let me cut that out.
Sure that emotions didn't cloud good judgment.
I kind of want that plushy shark though up there. He doesn't deserve it. I think I deserve it. Okay, I want that.
Work. So
you don't
it was really a heads up, being tuned in an attentive mode, being there to work with our officers to make sure that everything was done the way it was supposed to, and that we collected the information in a legal and credible fashion.
Right.
The birds were bursting and the air smelled sweet and strange. Seemed about 100 years ago.
Obviously, you learn things from every case. Did you think the crime scene was handled well, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what do you think?
When I arrived,
it was a mess.
I was actually in Spokane that day, which is about 80 miles away. And
what were you doing?
When I got back later that afternoon, got on scene.
It was a mess.
The scene had been secured. The state police detectives were there, and they are the folks that we used to process major crime scenes.
And then we found a knife sheath. I don't know.
They were prepared to do their processing of the scene, including documenting the scene. Everything appeared to be in order, good control.
Yeah, good control, point. In order, right?
I'm aware now after the fact
in
that
order,
the police
right?
department had already done some comprehensive photographs of the scene to make sure it was documented in an undisturbed fashion.
I see.
Which is good police practice.
Okay. Well, listen to this. Hey, you're right. Hey, right. And then I want to show the garden this. So he's saying everything was in good order, right? Processing, blah, blah, blah. Well, good. How about this? People in denial? Right. Remember this one? During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent bloody shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the Idaho State Police forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and then amido black, not amino, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material such as blood. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to the pattern of a Vans type sneaker shoe sole just outside the door of Dylan Mortensen's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with Dylan's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. Remember, that's how they tried to spin this. But the question is, who cleaned up the sneaker? The Vans type sneaker, who cleaned it up? It was right outside the door of Dylan Mortensen's bedroom. So, people in denial, who cleaned it up? Well, it's right here. These are her initials, okay? Remember, Brian Kohlberger is not standing around cleaning up her sneakers. Now, again, people on the other side of the wall in denial. You cannot explain this because you're in denial. You're looking at who cleaned it up right here in the PCA. That's who cleaned up her own sneaker. Anyway, it was, remember what Evil Santa just said. It was well processed. The crime scene was in order. Well processed. So who cleaned up the sneaker? Well, right here. Duh. Of course, we got to get a little Mad Dogs in here now. Come on now. Come on. All right, all right. Let's go, Law. Let's go, Law. Hey, we got some good coffee today, baby. Good coffee going on this morning, loves. That's right. Oh, yeah, I think that was.
Their jobs here. I don't have concerns looking back.
Tell me about how important that sheath was, and when
I'm gonna get you on the plains of Mankato, Ashleyyy.
Well,
you better hide out here in Idaho.
The scene was being processed. The sheath was found in the bed by next to Maddie's body, and we knew immediately.
Where's the sheath? We've never seen it, and no, that ain't it. Where's the sheath?
Given what appeared to be multiple stab wounds as the cause of death for all 4 victims, that this was likely a crucial piece of evidence. So it was handled with priority. In fact, it was driven. It wasn't shipped to the state lab. It was driven and hand-delivered to the Idaho State Crime Lab, and they put it at the top of their priority. It was just a matter of, I don't remember.
Just a matter of putting the right DNA on it. Okay. And forgetting all the blood DNA that we had at the crime scene that we didn't do anything with, right? Remember, we didn't go to the same lengths that we did with the blood DNA evidence that FBI did with the tiny fucking residue on the underside of the button snap. Now, why didn't we follow the same protocol with the actual blood evidence? Gee, I don't know. I don't know.
And we
why?
Got from them that they had located single source male DNA on the sheath, which was very.
And that's the one that you concocted the lone wolf with. Yet you had multiple sources of other DNA from blood, okay? From blood.
Powerful. It wasn't a mixture. It wasn't something that would have been inadvertent. So now the trick was trying to figure out.
You don't know if it was inadvertent, Mr. Bill.
The investigation started off from there.
Obviously, this leads to Brian Koberger.
Cocksuckers.
And when you guys find out the name Brian Koberger,
cocksuckers.
I mean, Ashleyyy, what's your thought?
Ashleyyy,
I mean, obviously, it's like
say something.
Okay,
I love you.
He's a Washington State University.
Don't ignore me, please.
Criminology student. He's at.
MD. I think you need to give it up. Ashleyyy ain't never coming back. I don't know what's going on with the gold.
Home in PA for the holiday or whatever. But, I mean, just no connection that you guys could determine
no connection
to these kids.
Very weird, right?
Yes, when we heard the name on December 19th, at that point, that's really all we had was a name. And it was a new name. It was a name I'd never heard.
It's an outsider. Right. It was an outsider. It wasn't somebody from the community. No.
Before.
It wasn't one of your own.
No one
Even though it was one of your own. In fact, it was a couple of your own. Wasn't it?
on our team had ever
Yes, it was, in my opinion.
heard before. But we knew that he was a Washington State University student. And we knew that he drove a white Hyundai Elantra.
That's it,
And from there, the investigation really it was able to take off from there.
Yeah.
But the name, meant nothing to me in the very beginning
course
because
not.
I'd never heard it before. It had not been someone that we had been.
How about Jack DeCoeur? I don't know. Well, how about Jack Showalter? How about those people in the community? Those families maybe you've heard of before?
Focused on.
Just saying.
We had never heard it before. But after that, the investigation really took off. We were able to do multiple search warrants looking into.
And found nothing.
The defendant getting his financials.
And found nothing.
Getting his cell phone records. So we did multiple.
Which would have been challenged in at trial, correct?
Search warrants, got a lot of information back, and that's really when the pieces started falling into place.
Right. Sure.
What is your working theory, Bill, about this crime?
It's Halloween, baby. Okay.
And why he did this? I mean, you have to have some type
Can we pick a picture that is, I don't know, semi not menacing looking? I don't know. Nah, not for this program.
Working theory. I mean, juries like to hear stories. You have to tell the jury a story.
That's right. And you don't have one. You have a convoluted cockamamie story that makes no sense. Yeah, and with the right defense team, this would have been shot to hell. Your case would have been blown to pieces.
What was your working theory here?
Right, Bill? Evil Santa.
Brian Koberger went to King Road that night, and who specifically he was targeting?
Yeah, who? Tell us.
Angenette, going into trial, we really weren't going to be proposing a working theory like you just discussed.
That's right. You didn't have one. That's exactly right. You had no working anything. And you're going to try to convince a jury that some random fucking stranger who's hell-bent on unaliving people happened to choose a house he's never been in before, filled in the Roman Colosseum with 100 other houses around, and expect to not get caught. Correct? That's the story you were going to tell the jury. Yeah.
Our focus was on the evidence showing we have these horribly murdered young people.
That's not it. Well, okay, what else do you got?
And the evidence that proves beyond a reasonable doubt.
Which was what?
That the defendant is the one who was
Which is what?
Responsible for it.
Yeah.
The lack of the backstory is something that we have to factor in. It's not an element of the crime. It's not something the jury will be asked to decide on. But human nature is such that if they get distracted by that, they could start creating questions in their own mind that had nothing to do with whether or not the defendant was guilty. So our approach at trial really was going to be much like what we did when we were in court on July 2nd, when the guilty plea entered. And the factual summary of our evidence, that was going to be the trial.
Yeah. Did you guys heard that factual summary of that was it. There was no evidence except that stupid nice sheet they clung their ever-loving hopes to. That was it. You heard the summary. That was going to be their case, guys. And that, handled by a proper defense team, would have been shot to pieces. It's ridiculous. You got lucky, Bill. Still don't understand my opinion is there were threats involved. Can I ever prove that? Nope. But there's no other reason why this did not go to trial. Something occurred. And I still feel it was a threat. There was some sort of threat made here. That's my opinion. Otherwise, yes, this should have definitely gone. This should have gone to trial. Period. Okay.
And focus the jury on the elements under the law.
Absolutely.
And what the proof was of those elements.
You had no proof. All right, my lovelies. Well, we are going to leave it right there, part 2, and we're going to finish it up. There's a little bit more left. There's about 10 minutes more left, but yeah, that's part 2, and we're gonna flip flop back and forth again between that. A couple other things. Miss Dillon again, and yeah. So we're gonna pick it up. Don't change the station. All right, love you, babies. Let's keep going.